Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. The pen that I have chosen for this month is this one, and it's a grid made up of some die-cut frames and some other clusters. And the photo, which doesn't match the size of the frame or anything like that, is right here. The rest of it is just embellishment. And I'm going to kind of do something like this. I have pulled out, I had some... The photos I'm going to use are of my sister posing next to the Halloween decorations at the Tabasco plant in Avery Island, Louisiana, which is where I did a little road trip to help her celebrate her birthday. And we toured the jungle gardens there. And so I've got these kind of tropical looking bits. They're dies, and I've cut out of white paper that's intentionally fairly thin so that when I watercolor it, it will kind of curl like the ones in the original here. And only I'm just going to use 4, and I'm going to arrange them kind of like this. But first, I'm going to watercolor them. So I have all my brushes here and some water, and I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to do. I know that, for example, I'm going to use several greens on this one. I'm probably going to color this bird blue and the flowers pink or pink and orange, and maybe the leaves green here. Here, I'm probably going to do some brown for these things, maybe some green right here, and then green up here. For this, mostly different greens, but I might in some of these add in some pink. So we'll see. I'm going to right now just do all the greens. The greens where I know I'm going to do greens. And I'm kind of going to mix them up and get as many different greens on here as possible. And I'm not trying for any particular I'm not doing any shading or anything fancy here. I'm really just going for kind of coloring that will contrast with the white background that I'm going to use. And let me put some more of this bluish green on here. And I'm doing it in a way that there will be some streaks. That was something that I kind of liked about the original, was there were streaks. And my whoops, I've got a little piece that I didn't weed out. And I have to be careful with that. Okay, so I've done a particular mix of greens on here. And I'll try to kind of mix it up in the others. I might do a little green kind of right in here. I'm going to get a little more precise there. Because this has the frame, I'm going to be a little more careful as I'm doing these, and I'm going to get all of these kind of the same color. Okay, that works. I'm going to do this, kind of get that green all the way up there. And then the rest of this I might do various shades of brown, but I'm going to leave it for now. And I'm going to switch places here with this one. And this one, I'm going to use yellows and greens. And I'll do the yellows first. And I'll go back and add some greens. And I'm going to do some oranges along the way there. Let's go back and do some greens. And I'll kind of I'm not really paying too close attention here, and I maybe should, although the point of this is not is not the precision. Okay, here I'm going to take some green and do the things that look like leaves to me. And then I'll go back and kind of do the pinks and oranges and the blue on the bird. Not being too precise again. It's fairly, a lot of this greenery is on here to connect the pieces so that they all stay together, so that you don't have separate flowers. And so it's not, the shape isn't meant to be representative of real life. Now I'm going to add a little bit of this kind of bluish green in a few places. Kind of brighten some of that up. Okay, so having done the greens there, my next thing I'm going to do is the blue for the bird. And I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to start with a couple different versions of teal that I have. And there were some beautiful birds in the little wildlife area that we drove around in. I don't think any of them were teal, but who knows? I'm going to use this as the background, and then I'll go add some different accents. And I'll probably do the beak in a yellow. Okay, now I'm going to do some darker blue, but I don't want it okay, and get a different tone. And I'll just kind of dab it on there. Let me see if I can get a... Okay, I've kind of just dabbed on some accents to where I've almost covered up the teal. I don't think I'm going to use any blue. I may use some blue here because this is water. Let me... Okay, and I think, well, let me just, can't hurt to add a few little accents of blue with the blue that's still on my brush. Okay, that kind of deepens some of that green. Okay, now I'm going to use a different brush. I'm not quite sure which one. This one seems to be the right size. So I'm going to take this and do the pink and orange on the flowers. Kind of going around the outside of the flower with the pink. And then I'll do the inside with orange. And I'm not, as I said, I'm not getting real precise. actually going to add in something that looks like a flower there, and of course I'll do it here. And then when I do the orange, I'll do the bird's beak in orange. I can see that there's still some weeds left in here, and I'm choosing not to worry about that a whole lot. Okay, now I'm gonna take a kind of yellowy orange and mix it with a little bit orangier orange. I'm not getting the depth of orange that I want, so I'll go back for a different color, and this orange is almost looking too brown. So I'm going to go back to the yellow, and this brush is not stiff enough to be picking up. It doesn't scrape off enough color. For what I want. There, maybe. That may be too much. But it's the right color. And I'm going to go for a little bit yellower beak color. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the pink and maybe do a few brushes across just to kind of brighten that up a bit. And I have never done this kind of of coloring. Now I'm going to go for the pink here on these vines. And in some cases I'm coloring over some green, so it's going to look a little muddy, and that's okay. I'm not doing a whole lot there. I do want to go back and do a different green. Let me try a little bit more intensity and maybe do it along these lines and then kind of feather it out from there. Okay, and now the only thing I need, well, let me get something yellow to put on there. I didn't have any orange or yellow there. Okay, now I'm going to do brown for this. It's maybe not the right brown. And I'm going to do brown. These are cattails, I think, and they are brown, so I'll do that. And then I'm going to kind of feather in some brown in the water to make that look a little more realistic. There. Okay. I think I'm done coloring, and I'm perfectly okay with how these things look. Let me see. Let me get that off. And I'm going to pick those up. And then we'll see how they're best arranged on the white sheet. Let's see. I had a white sheet out. This will work. Okay. I might prefer this one down here and this one up here. And this one here and this one here. And I might do the title. Ooh, that really doesn't show, does it? Let's see if I can have room for the title right there. That works. And then maybe a flare or two. Let's do that. And I may use some patterned paper. Let's see. I've got a thinner one of these. I'm going to cut a banner. I'm going to make it narrower. Okay. And then I'm going to cut here and here and here. And it's not even. Let's see. Something like that. That works. Okay. Now, let's look at the photos. If I put this one behind here, you can see in that case I would put, well, let's see. I like this. And I'm gonna let the photo stick out of the frame or stay inside the frame. Okay, this one looks like I may need to, I'm gonna cut this leaf off so it doesn't cover her face. And I'm not happy with this either, kind of sticking up into her face. So I'm going to maybe cut it like that. That seems to work. Okay, now let's put this thing together. I'm going to curl this and glue it down right here, and that's going to kind of tell me where this gets put down. And I'm going to do a little tricky adhesion here. I'm just going to put a little bit of foam tape behind these larger leaves. And then when I put it down, it'll stick in those places, but it'll kind of curl up in the others, because I really like the curling that I see in the original. That's one of the bits I wanted to replicate. Okay, so see how that sticks up? It just kind of gives it more dimension and a little bit wilder kind of look. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and put this photo down flat, and then I'm going to put some foam on this leaf up in this corner. Let's see. Put that there, and this corner, and that corner behind that leaf. And we may as well, let's do it in the more in that corner. Okay, so now this is going to be tricky placement. I wanted to print the photos fairly large because I like them. And I'm going to, of course I always photograph my layouts, but I'm going to print the photos of the layouts in, see, I guess this is the way I had it. Okay, I think that's working. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one down here. It's not going to, the photo is going to stick out of the outside of the frame. So I'm going to place it kind of like that. Now let's get the foam back here. I don't have as many places to put it on this one. A little skinny strip on one part of the frame and another part of the frame. So we'll go with that part of that frame. We'll put it kind of right there, and then I guess I need some right up in here. There. Okay. And see, I like that I left the framework white, especially on this one, because it'll contrast with the photo. Okay, now this one doesn't have that many places I can put adhesive, but there are a couple places kind of right in the center here on the bird. So the bird will adhere. I've got paintbrush hairs. They're not gray, so I know they're not mine. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of put that there. And I'll glue this down. And put some foam behind the flair. That I like this flair because it has every color that I used on the... Okay. And let's do this. I love that shade of green, as you know. And that is working. And I can add a little bit of journaling about right in here about where we were and what the date was, but I will have the full story in a mini book that I'm making separately from these 12 by 12s. But I think I've captured the essence of what I liked. Here the rose is kind of colored pink and the leaves are a shade of green. Here everything is different shades of blue, different shades of orange, different shades of green, different shades of pink. I've got some, let's see, I've got some little bits of they're adhesive brads is what they are. And I might put a few of these on here. I like the color of the flowers here. That might actually be pretty right in the center of that flower. Okay, and I probably have some, let's see. I kind of like this. Which says noted. And, or do I want it here along with, today is going to be a good day. How about right there? Just doing a little, I don't want to do my standard over embellishment because that's a lot. There. I think that's maybe all I'm going to do. I kind of like that. I had thought I might do, in the original, there were some bits of paper kind of underneath there, but I don't think that would really add anything to my page. So I'm going to leave it as it is, and we'll call it finished. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next month for another Pinterest pin brought to life for Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Be sure and check out everybody else's version of their pins through the links that I'll have in my description box. Bye.